Hello, this is Shay Something, here to say something. And what am I saying? I don't know. Well, wait, I kinda do know. So I'm here because this is my first ever voiceover of a full-length video. Yay. And I just want to talk about things real quick. Well, not real quick. I'm here to talk for like the entire video. But I just want to talk about ideas and things I want to do and the direction I want to move in for my first YouTube, for my YouTube channel. My first YouTube channel. I don't know if I'm going to make, and I probably don't. I don't have the willpower or the time or the energy to make a second YouTube channel, but I don't know down the future. But what I want to do for this channel specifically, I want to do commentary, art commentary. I forget what you call it. When you screen record, you doing digital art or traditional art and you talk over it. But art commentary is what I'm calling it. But I want to do that with this channel and see how big I get off of it. And of course, this is going to be like my side hobby. But if you want to stick around and subscribe, you can. And hear my thoughts on certain topics, my reactions to certain dramas I might can do or talk about. I don't know. I hope I don't get into any internet drama. I probably won't, but who knows? I might be beefing with like my favorite art influencer. I hope that doesn't happen. If it does, I certainly will. And well, I mean, I don't know. I have all the artists, art influencers have Twitter. I only have Instagram. And well, I mean, there's like really famous. That's like Instagram's well, not anymore. Digital art influencer world. I mean, I think there's another app. I can't remember what it is. That's like trying to be the next big thing for independent art influencers right now. But Twitter is still the art world for art influencers. I mean, there's a lot of everybody knows that there is a lot of great artists on Instagram and everywhere. So I don't know what I would do in a beef. I don't know how that would go down. That would just be a lot of the person arguing with me when I don't even have an account. So it would be just like a lot of back talking, behind my back. If that makes sense to what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I'm most... So what do I want to say? Oh yeah, this. So I'm making emotes for my channel for the commentary, so you guys know my emotions on the screen. I don't know what I'm going to do for the background. I'm probably going to do like a stock image or a background image of me playing some mobile game. But I don't know about that because of the data too big of files, me playing video games, like mobile games. Yeah, so I don't really know about that. And I don't even know if mobile games are copyright safe. Well, I mean, no, that's a lie. They are copyright safe. There's a lot of YouTubers who do mobile games. Well, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of YouTubers who do mobile games. So, yeah, that's the whole reason, just to see my emotions, to do emotes. And also, the second reason why I'm doing the emotes is to get a feel for Clip Studio Paint. This is my first project, my first art project, doing something on Clip Studio Paint. And I will now be giving my full review on Clip Studio Paint. And one thing I will say is that Clip Studio Paint is a moment. It is very overwhelming. I've been reading and listening to a lot of reviews about Clip Studio Paint, and a lot of the reviews say of Clip Studio Paint is that it's very overwhelming. And yeah, that this whole app, the way how it's set up, it's very overwhelming. I like Photoshop's, what do you call it, interface better than Clip Studio Paint. Clip Studio Paint, you can see me throughout the entire video of me like rearranging stuff. And at the end of the video, you can see I found my whole layout, or what I think I have my whole layout. Again, I might go back into Clip Studio Paint, do a project, and turns out I'm very uncomfortable with the layout that I have. But overall, I can see why this is a very dominant software. It has everything from from filters to, you can download different types of brushes. It has its own community that creates brushes for different styles. And I really like the art shop in Clip Studio Paint once you get your license for it. I just think that's a really cool. It kind of builds a community. And I hope that the Clip Studio Paint community accepts me. Well, not accepts me, but I don't even know if there is I don't know what I'm talking about, because I don't even know if there's like a Clip Studio Paint community. And, well, I mean, like, how do they get those people to do those brushes on their shop? I wish I could show you what I was talking about, but right now I'm just screen recording me doing my emotes. Yeah, that's about it. So back on, I guess I'm done telling you about Clip Studio Paint. I don't think I have anything to say anymore, besides the one thing that strikes me is that it's very overwhelming at first. Something I probably should have mentioned at the beginning is that once I'm done with showing the paint art, the art commentary, that I will be doing a step-by-step instructions of how I downloaded from separate files. I am learning from Clip Studio Paint, and how I got all these emotes into separate files and in and of themselves, and showcase each of the reactions. You can probably, you see most of them, but I'm still going to showcase them and say, look, there's happy, there's sad. And what else do I have to say? I'm thinking of a series of series. So, like, art commentary is not just something I want to do all the time on this channel, but I do want to do a series of learning because I like learning and I want to share my exploration, no, my thoughts on the things I find the most interesting in life. Like we don't have a lot of those with podcasts and stuff, but who knows, that might be my first beef with people doing podcast. Yeah, also about the whole me not might not want to do commentary all the time. I may or may not show my face. If so, I'm not going to like do a whole big face reveal, but if you see my face in a video, you see my face in a video. I'm not going to make a big deal of it. But that just depends on the series or what I'm doing in that video that I have an idea for. Before I showcase the emotes, so the emotes are a expression from my, what do you call it? My not my symbol, but my icon that I have for this channel. And that reminds me, I need to make a banner. But I have down on my list of talking points that I'm using to say something good or critical about the emotes. And one thing I do want to say is that you might have saw it, you might have not. But some of the emotes are a bit proportioned. That's because, like, in proportion, like, some of the proportions are not good. And that's because I was trying to rush instead of take my time with this project. And probably that's why my review for Clip Studio Paint was so short-ended, because I don't really have any much to say because I haven't spend that much time on the project, on the software to get a good feel for it. Everything I did was just set up the interface for the project as a whole. And one good thing I will say is that every one of them, I can tell their expression. I tried really hard on that to make them very expressive, or at least get the point straight across of what the emotion conveys. My favorite one is vomit or disgust. I just like it. I like the jankiness, even though I said I don't like the improportion. I like the jankiness of disgust. So I think that about wraps it up. So it's time for me to explain how I got them all into separate files. And to showcase that, I will instruct you. Okay, so my first step in setting up the file format should be, I recommend a width of 20 and a height of 10 in inches. This is because so you can have separate squares in them, as you can see in the video. So you can choose the line width of the square, but make sure that your sketch and everything stays within the square. And you will be making a folder layer and put all your layers into that folder so it groups it, because that is the key in making the file separate. Okay, so step 2, when you have your little standalone file in with the folder/group file, you will now copy and paste that grouped/folder file and make sure to call it something different, because as you can see, it's calling it sad copy. I'm just putting sad and happy. I'm labeling that to show an example, but as you will see that by doing this, I have created another box. And when you do that, you will create rows and another row and of how many emotes you want as your mascot. Okay, so when you are done with coloring and sketching out and making everything, you will now go into that folder file, press that layer, make sure to not press the letters, press the empty spaces, go into File Object, and hit Convert Layer to File Object, and hit OK. And it's going to automatically default to Clip Studio Paint format. What you want to do is go into your folders and find that file, and it's going to show up as a separate file in and of itself. You're going to save as and make it into a JPEG, because JPEG is, I don't know the exact reasoning behind it, but JPEG is the only file that can be supported by video software. So, and that's how I did it. That's all. Yeah. So now I will showcase the emotes/emotions of my mascot. Happy. Happy looks happy. I like the orange and yellow rectangles I used. I think I accentuated happiness very well. I like the little jump that he's doing. It's I think this is like my favorite one, and like probably the most well done one out of all 8. The other ones, it's kind of like I said, I rushed. So yeah, surprised, look surprised that he looks that way. I like the detail of the dark nude to represent a shadow. I think I did that with laughter, with the hands overlapping. Besides that, I tried to proportion them all with the head. We have sadness. Sadness is sad. This is the most accurately proportioned one. What I mean by proportion by the head is that I try to get the head shape to match with the body, like to have the shoulders of the cartoon to be the exact same size. Disgust, I like the vomit. I like the jankiness, even though, like, it looks unprofessional, but I like the fact that the unprofessionalness makes it look disgusting, if you get what I'm saying. Informational, I tried to use a stock image to represent a book, like a book is for knowledge. So this one I did, yeah, I terribly in proportion that head. Happiness is something, like if you look closely, it's like around the hands where it overlaps, it's like a dark nude. I like that little detail to accentuate, to tell you visually that the hands are overlapping. What else? Anger, looks angry that he looks that way. Really does. He looks very mad that I rushed him. You can just tell. No, I don't think this is the bad thing I did with overlapping colors. Confusion, yep, that eyebrow is confusing in and of itself. It really is. The ears are way too big. That's the first thing I see. The eyebrows and the ears are way too big. So out of all of them, I think my favorite is sad and happy. The rest I probably will redo in the future. Either way, that is my video. I hope you enjoyed. If you're the first person to watch my first full-length video, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for spending your time to watch me.